Stack, former general manager of the Minnesota Timberwolves, brought a shotty. Rashad McCants. And famous actor, he of the Unsolved Mysteries variety, but also the movie Airplane, super funny movie for the new schoolers.
Airplane's unbelievable.
Robert Stack.
Let me play this just because I'll be honest with you, it took me a bit to find it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome women's hockey two-time Olympic silver medalist, Ohio's very own Kelly Stack.
That's fantastic.
Join me. Watch closely. Perhaps you may be able to help solve a mystery.
Solve a mystery. Robert Stack. Talkback's free iHeartRadio app. You get up to 30 seconds. It's 11:10. Good morning. The stacks that we laid out with how you think it will go or how you want it to go. We had Timberwolves trade targets, and those targets included Giannis, Zion, Kyrie, and Ja. Norda, would you care to stack those four for your preference? And good morning.
And good morning. Yes, I will. I'm going to put Kyrie up at the top. I think above all four, this is the obvious best fit opportunity. Mm-hmm. And this is, again, I mean, when you look at some of these, there's risk associated with them. In Kyrie's case, it's the age and the knee recovery. He missed this entire last season. But as I mentioned when we were stacking earlier in the 10 a.m. hour, is now you have 1 and 1A scoring potential in the front court. And 2 years ago, we were drooling over the combo of Kyrie and Luka Doncic, who found their way to the NBA Finals, sadly through Minnesota and our Timberwolves. But how that looks and how that works when he's happy and healthy, I think is unfreaking believable. Takes the ball handling question completely out of the equation. Ball handling becomes handled, and now Anthony Edwards just gets to be the best scoring two in the NBA. And that's how that would look, and it would be an absolutely beautiful thing. I think you have to factor in, okay, so when Kyrie and Luka were doing their thing in Dallas, well, who else was eating? Frankly, not a lot of people. So how does that, the Jaden McDaniels, how does that impact his scoring? Nas. I think in Dallas you had, it was Lively and Gafford, right? And then you had Hardaway Jr. off the bench, PJ Washington, but most guys playing with Luka and Kyrie, it was single digits, low double digit scoring. So scoring changes, the face looks different, but that would be the best fit of those three, Kyrie Irving. That brings me into Giannis. Giannis is in his low 30s as well. He's one of the most talented and freakish athletes that the league has seen in the last quarter century. And he coming onto the scene, doing some of the things he did, it's not completely Wemby-like, but you had that unicorn-style conversation with the Greek Freak. And I think you do what you can to put him in the mix and you find a way to make it work. And I think it would. Then I would go number 3, PA. I'd go to Ja Morant. So between Ja and Zion, again, risks and specifically related to health, I'm taking the risk with Ja that a change of scenery would add maturity and stability to Ja Morant's game. Ja Morant is all-NBA talented. Is Ja Morant all-NBA locked in? But similar to the Kyrie conversation from a ball handling situation, from a ball handling standpoint, elite athleticism, gets to the rim, gets to the line, distributes. He's going to be an 8-9 plus assist a game guy. I would put him at number 3. And then Zion, as I mentioned it earlier too, I think Zion, and this is hypothetical with these targets, there are many, many names out there available to the Howl this summer, potentially. But with Zion on this list, he's bottom for me. I think you're replacing Julius Randle with a different kind of Julius Randle. And you have health and consistency issues there. Hasn't shot threes well since he was a rookie. And I just don't think he impacts, despite his potential freakishness, inability to stay on the court, inability to impact the game in enough different ways, leads him 4th in the North for me.
From an intel standpoint, this is not my preference. But here, in order stacking them,
okay,
it's why I laid it out like, hey, when you leave those talk stacks, when you leave those talk back stacks, those stacking the talk back, It can be how you want it to go or how you think it will go. I will handle the how I think it possibly could go. I think the number one target and the potential for the most likely splashy trade would be Giannis. I have Zion Williamson as the second most likely or realistic, Kyrie Irving third, Ja Morant fourth. So that's from a how I think it will go.
Okay.
If and or when they start trading. Jaden McDaniels is he's very much a wild card in this equation with a couple of those teams. Also, the NFC North and ESPN Super Special Power Rankings. They went power ranking all 32 in the NFL. Green Bay was number 6. The Lions were number 8. Chicago was 16, and the Minnesota Vikings were 19. Talkbacks via the stack. You're welcome to stack the NFC North if you are so inclined, or talk about those teams. Free iHeartRadio app. Then the Minnesota Vikings quarterbacks room. How do you think it will go when they snap against Green Bay? And how do you think it should go? Ooh. We got 4 of them in there for the purpose of the stack. Brosmer, McCarthy, Wentz, Kyler Murray. Free iHeartRadio app. Let's unfurl the stack attack around the corner on KFAN.
Ask Gary Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Blaze Credit Union.
Well, first,
KFAN welcomes some great shows to the Mystic Amphitheater. The legendary Bob Dylan will be there July 6th. Motley Crue, August 21st. Santana and the Doobie Brothers, August 27th. You can get the complete details on all upcoming shows via the concert page. That's KFAN.com. The keyword is calendar.
Did they stack the stacks on the talk back?
We got some stacks we got some talk stacks on the talk back.
Good, I'm glad it worked.
And let's do this.
What's up, fellas? Dylan from Northfield. My NBA Timberwolves stack. Got to go with Kyrie first.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Rudy. It'd be the best fit for the Wolves. 2, Giannis, only because of injuries. 3, Ja. But then you got to deal with his dad sitting courtside with Lolita and Tangeray. And then Zion fourth, again, injuries. And then my favorite stack is in between races at Canterbury's at the Double Down Madness, trying to stack it up as fast as I can before the next race.
Bruh. I mean, I love you. What's your name, Dylan? Holy cow. Find me adjacent to the paddock one day at CBY, and I'm going to bring you up to the booth for a race call and give you a daily double pack. Wow, that was sweet. Now, you see, with Kyrie Irving, I mentioned this earlier with P. Fox, and I find it to be accurate, even though I'm not like a big-time reporter guy. You can believe me or not. The Mavericks, I don't believe, are letting anybody like Kyrie Irving. He might not be available, but I think everybody's available, most at least for the right price. So the Mavericks need a coach.
Yeah.
And it's bad for business if like there are legit shams bombs or like Doogie's out there or .com Tom or Johnny Athletic and they're reporting these things with that, Kyrie might go here, Kyrie might go there. When you're trying to hire a coach, because that if I'm looking to coach the Mavs, I want Kyrie Irving on the team to play with Cooper Flagg. So that's, of the 4, I do believe Kyrie is the least available. I believe Giannis is the most available. Personally speaking, you get Kyrie Irving back there with Anthony Edwards, we're popping tags. With Rudy Gobert, though, if I'm Dallas, with the likes of Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, I probably don't need Rudy, or I don't want Rudy. And I don't want that contract, and I don't really want 3 bigs and make the Tri-Towers.
Yeah.
I think Jaden McDaniels, it could very much be part of any kind of a deal for Kyrie Irving. So keep that in mind.
It's got to look like Julius probably wouldn't be a fit there.
Well, yeah, but see, he'd have to be part of the deal.
So then it comes into, it's 3-team terrorism then, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there would be multiple teams probably for all of these things.
And so if Dallas is in a rebuild, Dallas walks away with the most pick currency.
Yeah.
Now we have expiring contract-related conversations in relation to wherever Julius might end up. I think it's just one more year on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm wrong, let me know. But yeah, and that things get tricky. But I wonder if it's they're not letting people, like, the coach matters. I think a big part of that. Like, if you get somebody in there and it's like, are you cool with us taking sticks of dynamite to this thing and rebuilding the foundation around Flag?
Our guy Mike Inori's favored to win that job, by the way.
He is favored to get that job?
In my opinion.
Oh, wow. Well, good. I mean, first of all, awesome that he gets to start out with Cooper. He's going to be in a spot, hopefully, where he gets enough runway to work with a team that's in rebuilding.
Yeah.
And if they don't deal Kyrie, he gets to work with Kyrie right out of the gates. What a cool opportunity for him. More talk stacks. Let's jump to
Stack it up.
Let's jump to the football part of the equation.
NFC North.
Okay.
Minnesota, first.
Oh.
Detroit, second. Chicago, third. Green Bay, fourth. Green Bay, I don't know why everybody's so high on them. They haven't done much all season, and I think it's questionable whether Jordan Love's the fourth best quarterback in the division.
Ooh.
Chicago will come back to the pack because of schedule.
You can't talk that way and be taken seriously.
For every mystery, there is someone, somewhere, who knows the truth. Perhaps it's you.
Well, the learned scribes and those with the mothership, they don't see it that way because of all 32 NFL teams. When they did their power rankings earlier this week, of course, the low-hanging fruit, the shiny toy, the L.A. Rams with Myles Garrett have gone to number one for everybody.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills were second, but the Green Bay Packers were sixth. And that was kind of the genesis for the idea to stack these bad boys.
I actually don't mind that at a base level. I mean, 6 is heavy, and we can dig into each of the teams as part of that.
Yeah.
I think the Packers, and this sounds weird, I think the Packers are one of the most boring teams in the NFL and definitely in the division as we look at the offseason, but I think that's kind of a good thing for them. Like, we're sitting here talking about our quarterbacks. You have the Bears, fresh off the division, first place schedule and all that fodder aside. They have a chance to get better. They address defense, free agency, and the draft. But continuity there, the Lions retooling, and I got to find that audio from Dan Miller. I mean, basically eulogizing the knee of Kirby Joseph.
That was sad.
That was awful.
Yes.
So
I didn't realize it was that bad.
And so, Parsons is going to be healthy. They need guys like Christian Watson to stay healthy. So those are kind of evergreen talkers for the green and gold, but they're super boring in the respect that they're super stable. So I'm more bullish on them. I mean, I don't want them to win any games, but I'm more bullish on them than that talkback stack was.
They'll be without Mike. 3-2. Holy cow. They will be without Micah for at least the first 4, maybe the first 5. And that's a key part of the season for the Green Bay Packers, how they perform without Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I do firmly believe, to say of course, with Micah Parsons not hurt, they have a better chance to get to the Super Bowl. The way that thing was crescendoing and ascending, quite honestly, I think they were going to the Super Bowl with Micah Parsons. He just makes such a difference.
McCarthy shotgun, 3 receiving options to the left. Now Hawkinson in motion to the right, joining Josh Oliver. They're going to fake a toss right. McCarthy is attacked from behind by Micah Parsons, who ran around Christian Darrisaw like he was tied to a post. That's the second sack for Parsons.
And with Green Bay, they are without their respected special teams coordinator, Rich Bisaccia, who stepped away. Packers fans have had all kinds of problems with him over the years, but he's super well respected through the annals of time in the NFL. But they were having some problems with special teams, so...
Big Matt Weil moment, super high punt inside the 20. Touch Ramon Williams at the 14.
Sherrills.
Where is it?
Marcus Sherrills has it.
Yes, Ramon Williams with a boneheaded play. He let the punt bounce off him, and Marcus Sherrills recovered it for the Vikings at the 16. Main man Marcus coming up big.
It would really help the Minnesota Vikings with Jonathan Grenard playing in the city of brotherly love if Dallas Turner continues to improve.
Into the game, sacked only 11 times this season. He's been sacked twice today. Cashman has 1.5. Van Ginkel has a half. Tucker Kraft, who can be a menacing presence, in motion to the left. 1st and 10 from the Green Bay 38. Minnesota blitzes Byron Murphy Jr., but is picked up. Love. He's sacked by Dallas Turner! And the rookie takes down Jordan Love. It'll be 2nd and 18.
Talkback Stack.
What up, PA? What up, Nordo? Good morning, 9 to noon.
Charles.
Stack the attack for the Howl. We'd probably go Giannis, Kyrie, Zion, Ja. Not really, but what about street clothes Anthony Davis? Huh? Skull Nation. It's going to be Kyler the Creator, Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer. JJ's on his way out.
Oh, geez.
Unfortunately. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. How about that?
Capital City negative butt on the third-year Michigan quarterback and the talk stacks and talkback stacks.
Good morning, gentlemen. Jim from Proctor.
Hi.
My take on the quarterback room. It's real simple. Kyler Murray, Carson Wentz, Max or JJ at 3, and one of them's going to the practice squad, I think. That's my take. Skull. Have a good day.
What about Cooper Rush? I saw Cooper Rush at minicamp. Who knew? Cooper Rush. Guy who beat us in like 2021 under the cover of darkness on Sunday Night Football. Excellent talkback, by the way. My man there was from Proctor, and I hear that city is worth a gamble. Talkback.
I don't know if I'm seeing things clearly, but I don't see the Vikings finishing with their schedule and an upgraded quarterback worse than second. Detroit's got a last place schedule. Chicago has a first place schedule, so they're going to take a step back. Green Bay is 4th place. There's just no around it. They lost Jacobs, and they didn't do anything to improve their team.
They didn't lose Jacobs.
Winnersville sounds better in FM.
I mean, Jacobs became embroiled in controversy.
Yeah.
A little bit of an off the field problem right now, but no, they still very much have Josh Jacobs. I would fully expect him to play most, if not all, the upcoming season.
Hey, PA, Logan and Eau Claire. My top 4 right now for Timberwolves picks. I gotta go with Kyrie at number 1. I think it's best case scenario. We can get him for cheap. Giannis, number 2. We're gonna have to spend a lot to get him though, and I'm not favoring that because we'll have to give up Jaden and potentially TSJ. The other 2, Zion's always hurt. Ja Morant always having off-court issues, and I just don't want to deal with it.
Very fairly laid out. What do you think of that talkback, Mr. League Freak raised? The con!
No, I mean, for the most part, again, it's Kyrie if it's possible, and just kind of getting through the hoops of figuring out this summer with the new coach and everything going on in Dallas. Then Giannis changes the game, but Giannis requires a significant loss of existing capital. So you want to get a lot, you're going to have to pay a lot. And he's going to cost a lot. I think it's, 58 this year and low 60s on a player option next year.
Well, I got something big here.
So you're going to, what's that?
From the tweet machine, it's a Schefter tweet.
Uh-oh.
I mean, unless this is just more leverage, politics and the false god that goes with it, just terrible. So hopefully we're not politicking here or posturing. But the Chicago Bears chairman, George McCaskey, and president and CEO Kevin Warren, formerly the COO for the Minnesota Vikings, their statement says yesterday the Chicago Bears board of directors met and voted to advance our stadium development project in Hammond, Indiana, with the exact site to be selected. We believe a world-class stadium project in Hammond will transform the region, connecting northwest Indiana to the south side of Chicago, through the loop and across neighborhoods and suburbs stretching north of the city. It will bring Chicagoland together and deliver new opportunities for its residences and businesses. Is this posturing? Is this I mean, come on.
Probably.
Chicago Bears to Indiana? Are you kidding me with that? I mean, do we really think that, like, how much of a chance do we think that has?
You know, if Kevin Warren has to be a shark, he'll be a shark, and they'll figure out 11:59.
Wow.
They will find their way to the right answer.
Well, this has been a disaster for Kevin and the Chicago Bears.
It's been terrible.
I mean, the money they spent to buy the property in Arlington Heights.
That was an old racetrack, right?
Arlington Park. So they closed that racetrack. Okay, not the first racetrack to close. But I mean, Arlington Heights has some Edina to it as Illinois. I mean, the price was exponential, and it's like, it's just sitting there. So I just don't, this has just been a bad situation for the Bears. Hammond, Indiana? Button bar up. Hammond, Indiana?
It's up.
City is terrible.
Holy cow. I'll be surprised if this happened, but
is that's
the latest.
Is that their version?
That's 6 minutes ago he tweeted that. Wow, this is live.
Is that their version of escaping the millionaire tax?
Does Illinois have it?
Getting out of, well, no, it's just the tax levels in Illinois versus Indiana would be possibly different, and maybe there's people on the other side of the border trying to effort this, making it to Hammond as part of it. But I frankly, as far as this process is concerned, I don't know what is. I don't know what the holdups are. Whether it was Lightfoot, the former mayor, and I forget the new mayor's name, in terms of lobbying to keep them in the area they're at, and kind of redesigning or reimagining kind of the waterfront side versus getting out to Arlington Heights. What are the hoops to jump through to just go to Arlington Heights and make that the new palace for Hallis? And so, but the idea of them going to Indiana is preposterous, though. If I'm a Bears fan, I would be crushed by this or furious by the idea of them having to go across the border for a new stadium. So,
I
it's
know
nutty stuff.
I know we have talk stacks, and I don't want to clip on them. But we have 6-7 more minutes in this segment. I must have missed this. I'm sure you probably know about it, about the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's team, and some reporter having his credential revoked. Veteran reporter Scott Agnes says his Fever credentials were revoked after. I should look at X more. There's some interesting stuff there. Where the credentials were revoked after he reported Caitlin Clark's late scratch before a game was, quote, part of a strategic management plan, end quote. Agnes says the team barred him for what it deemed, quote, inaccurate and unsubstantiated information, end quote. Can this league do any more to cut up its nose to spite its face? Are you kidding me? I mean, even if the person is wrong, he's not going to be the first person wrong with reporting something according to a source. But really unless there are things in the past performances with Mr. Agnes that go way back and they've had problems with him. If they are, I apologize. I just can't believe you would revoke somebody's credentials for what you deem to be inaccurate and unsubstantiated information. I mean, and then everything you see occasionally online about Caitlin Clark and her coach and things like that, man, this league is just like bubbling and just trying to get over the top, but it just continues to cut its nose off despite its face.
Now, the one thing, and I forget, wasn't there an issue between the Fever and an Indy Star reporter a year or two ago? So this is not the first time in that league. Now, ESPN is reporting that Agnes he's had many issues the past few years regarding his access being limited and revoked by the NBA's Pacers.
Wow.
As well.
What, they call Tyrese Halliburton fat? Well, that was the problem during the play. Tyrese had put on like 25, 30 pounds because from his injury that he had in the NBA Finals against OKC, and he sat out last year.
Yeah.
The medication he's taking, and he started, when I saw an interview with him, Tyrese was kind of laughing it off, but you could tell it was eating at him, because he was out of shape, and he was like 20, 25 pounds heavier than you need to be Tyrese Halliburton. He was a little frustrated. People were calling him fat. Okay, well, maybe Indy Star person called him fat in a column, and like, we're taking your credential.
When you were chatting with Marcus Foligno last segment, and he was talking about, the summertime, maybe he'll have a couple of beers, he'll have a cocktail, have some pizza, and he's kind of rattled on, and then you look in the mirror at your body, and you realize that you have to get back to work. I don't know if you were like me, but I was thinking to myself, I've been doing that every year for the last 2 decades.
I mean, now we have a Russo bomb from 20 minutes ago. Russo Radio, elite, preeminent beat writer. He's hearing 3-2. He's hearing the Minnesota Wild and pending unrestricted free agent Marcus Johansson coming off a real solid season. JoJo, according to Russo Radio, has signed a contract to return to Sweden and play back with Farjestad.
Oh my gosh.
JoJo.
Join me. Watch closely.
Unsolved mystery.
Perhaps you may be able to help solve a mystery.
Solve a mystery? You can solve a mystery by getting Dylan Larkin.
Well, a mystery during last season at times was trying to figure out how JoJo was impacting games at a high level, and it was kind of the under-the-cover stuff. I thought he had a terrific season overall.
Wonderful young man.
Was not productive enough maybe in the postseason, and now he's going back to Sweden.
Wow. Marcus Foligno, beloved Moose, was on the radio show 50 minutes ago, talking about him housing the King Clancy Memorial Trophy for leadership on and off the ice. Moose, absolutely one of my and our favorites for many, many reasons. But last question I asked him, if you want to, is this part of the post game what I'm stepping on right now?
I'm not sure.
Okay. It was the A topic from a Wild standpoint.
What do you thought of Dylan Larkin's game?
Yeah, yes. Dylan Larkin, centerman for the Detroit Red Wings, has requested a trade. So earlier in the show, Dan Miller, who's the play-by-play voice for the Detroit Lions, but he's also the sports director and on-air talent for the Fox affiliate in Detroit. So like on-air, think what Don Mitchell does, and whomever the sports director is at Fox 9, Dan is that and has done that for like 2 decades. Also the Vox for the Lions. Cool jobs. And I asked him about Dylan Larkin, and he effusively praised him. Then I asked Marcus Foligno about, hey, Dylan Larkin is requesting a trade. You've played against him. What do you think? And Moose's comments were sweet. I mean, if you want Dylan Larkin on your team, podcast 9 to noon and get to that 10:45 spot to hear from Moose. Because what he said about Dylan Larkin, I mean, I like Dylan Larkin. I'm not going to pretend like I'm, watching the center ice package and, watching Dylan Larkin every single game. But Foligno had really, really nice things to say about him.
Yeah, he did. I was actually, what I was going to do for the post game, I mean, we're doing all these stacks, but I was just going to play the comments from Dan Miller and the comments from Foligno. It was interesting to get the newsy, the analyst side of it, and then a guy that's played against Dylan, because he commented on how terrific Dylan Larkin is. Dan Miller did, Lions Vox. But you also heard kind of the idea, well, the tough thing is he's been a captain forever. Could he be the best player on a Stanley Cup winning team? And that is in question. However, given the money and the contract, et cetera, what he offers a team, he's still cooking. So it was cool to get 2 different perspectives, and I had planned on doing that next segment.
Well, now Rap Sheet, I mean, the Bears are going to Hammond, Indiana. I mean, I seriously, now Rap Sheet, Chicagoland is getting bigger. The Bears board of directors has voted to advance the stadium development project in Hammond, Indiana. Full statement, same one we read earlier. This is just crazy if this takes place.
So I got a text here. The Bears want property tax certainty for the Arlington Heights site, and they needed state of Illinois to approve that. Otherwise, their property tax could go up exponentially.
Ooh.
So
everybody's getting squeezed all over the place.
They want a free. So it was a different kind of millionaires tax happening in that area. They want, it sounds like a freeze on property taxes of some sort.
Go on and talk stack us 2 more times so we can pay up that.
Yeah, let me see. Get back to
and they can't be the Chicago Bears if they're in Indiana. What the hell's going on?
Hey guys, this is Danny.
Monsters of the Midway.
What if the Timberwolves looked at adding a tier 3 point guard to the team. Someone who won't cost as much to get. Someone like a DeJounte Murray, a Derek White, a Fred Van Vliet, and or a Kobe White or Darius Garland. Love to hear your thoughts.
Well, Kobe White's a tweener. I don't mind Kobe. I like Kobe. He can shoot. I mean, if Derek White's available and Boston wants to deal with, hey, Jason and Jalen and Derek, and we don't really want to deal with that anymore, even though two of them are either twos or small forwards.
They need Derek White out there.
Derek White's the best shot blocking guard in the NBA.
Can I ask you an even dumber question? Can you look at Derek White like he's become the younger Jrue Holiday? Back when he won a title with the Bucks, where he distributes, he hits some threes, he plays elite high-end defense, he's younger, and for the most part, he's been healthier as well. Derek White's phenomenal.
Yeah, I like that comparison a lot. Jrue is bigger and thicker. He's a dog, but so is Derek White.
He's built like Lou Dort. Jrue is.
Yes, a little bit.
You can't get around him.
Yep, kind of a mini version of Lou Dort, but Jrue's nearing the end. I don't think he's part of any trade conversation with the Hal.
Would you trade Micah Nori to the Blazers for Jrue Holiday?
I'd trade him for Jrue Holiday. For Micah, so well respected. I need Avija, Jrue Holiday, and Shadon Sharp.
Ooh,
I need those three and keep clinging. All right, one more talk back.
Scoop. You can keep Scoot too.
Morning, fellas.
Hey.
First, we're going to stack the T-Wolves.
Okay.
Number 1, Kyrie Irving. Got to get Ant his wingman. Number 2, Ja Morant for that same reason. Number 3, Zion. Number 4, Giannis. Just giving up too much to get Giannis, and he costs too much. As for the Vikings, it's Kyler Murray, then whoever else after, because it's Skull to the bowl, baby.
Skull to the bowl with them stacks. What was the trade machine. I don't know what it would take, but I like Jalen Suggs for this team. Now, I don't even know if he's available. His backup, Anthony Black, had some good moments, but they're kind of the same person, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I would call Orlando and see if Jalen is available. Jalen doesn't need to score, but Jalen can score. And he's a wonderful distributor. And he's had some injury problems during his career. And I think he also, within the last 2 years, got a pretty fat deal. But you got to give up fat deals to get fat deals. So if we're going to get to the second or third market, secondary or third tier for point guards, and we're talking about trades, I'd call Orlando, see what they're doing with Jalen Suggs.
I like Jalen Suggs.
Back after this.
This is 9 to noon, live on iHeartRadio and KFAN, The Fan.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeart.
9 to noon, and I wish I wish it was a Talker Tuesday, and I had $25 to give away courtesy of Northern Fire, but we'll do that on Tuesday. I promise you that next week. To the post game we go. And we did kind of mention it last segment. Tons of things going on today throughout 9 to noon, but the conversation of Dylan Larkin becoming available kind of pops in my X feed yesterday, and now I'm dream weaving. And is this a summer of big game hunting for not just Tim Connolly and the Wolves and stacks on Robert Stack?
For every mystery, there is someone, somewhere, who knows the truth. Perhaps it's you.
Perhaps it's you as the final answer to what Billy G is going to do for the Minnesota Wild. So Dylan Larkin, appealing. He's a captain. He's Team USA. He's on the ice for game-winning immortality, gold medal type stuff. Well, we had Dan Miller on. He's not only the Lions Fox, he's Detroit TV guy. So he handles all sorts of sports. He had this to say when asked about Dylan Larkin potentially being open for business for other teams.
Still a good player, man. I mean, look, there's some issues there in that he's part of a group that has collapsed the last 3-4 years when they had a chance to make the playoffs, and now they've missed the playoffs for 10 consecutive years. If you look at his numbers over the last month and a half of the season, I think he had 1 5-on-5 goal during that time, which was problematic. But he's been over 30 goals in each of the last 4 or 5 seasons. He was on the ice for the gold medal winning goal for Team USA. He's good in 4 nations. I mean, he's a really good player. I don't think he's ever going to be the best player on a team that wins the Stanley Cup, and I think, unfortunately, he was kind of cast in that role.
Oh, damn it. But the local kid, Dylan Larkin, potentially coming to Minnesota. What do you think? Well, we didn't ask Marcus Foligno that, but PA had him on early. He's an award winner. Marcus Foligno, it's the Moose, and we wanted to catch up with him and see how he's doing. But at the end of the conversation, PA did ask him, Dylan Larkin, not just would you want him on his team or do you think they're going to trade for him? It was just simply, you think Dylan Larkin, what do you love about his game?
Oh, I mean, he's a great player, unreal player. He drives plays, right? Like, he's very fast. He's got a great skating ability, shot, vision. It's I don't think you have to worry about his compete level either. Like, he's a great player there. There's times that players get stuck in situations, right? And sometimes change is good, but for Dylan Larkin as a player, I mean, he's a great player, centerman. I'm sure he can play the wing as well. He's a guy that competes and got a great skill set. And I think the speed of Dylan Larkin is what sets him apart from being, great, not good. So, great player.
Now, one thing that I learned, not via the show, but via my Austin Matthews obsessed buddy who texts me every single day, it's a good day to trade for Austin Matthews. He did send me a screenshot. Dylan Larkin currently on an 8-year, $69 million deal, 4 or 5 years left to term on that. When you're talking about big game hunting this summer, a bit of value, Dylan Larkin, a big part of the conversation, and somebody maybe Wild fans, maybe you fancy being the number one center for your favorite hockey team.
And having him as like even a second line centerman with Eriksson Ek healthy.
Yeah.
That just further fortifies things for 3 and 4. So he's available. Everybody likes him. Why not? Most importantly, we like you, and we are grateful that you listen to 9 to Noon when you do. Likewise for KFAN. He's Nordo. I'm Paul Allen. May God bless you and all of your families, and thank you for listening to the radio show. Have a great day and a better weekend. Bye.
9 to Noon.
Time for 2 more.
The game is over.
If we lucky, we got 'em. Good
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
From the 1-800-ASK